Sustainability for me, it's respect.
Who is the new guest?
Giuseppe Valenza is an old friend of mine. We know since we are 18 years old. He convinced me to move in the Netherlands, I think.
Good. So it's his fault.
It's kind of his fault, I have to say. It was a good fault. No, he worked for a lot of brands here in the Netherlands. He started with Prada when he was young, and then when he moved here, he worked with most of the menswear brand as menswear designer. He started his brand of luxury shirt, and when he started his project, we are talking a lot about sustainability.
So he's gonna let us know what does it mean doing sustainability in ready-to-wear out of Italy.
Exactly.
Ciao Giuseppe.
Ciao, Nicolas.
Buonasera.
I started out of frustration 2 years ago.
What was the most frustrating part that you find it?
The fact that either you have luxury products which are way too expensive, or commercial stuff that costs also too much. It's not produced as it should be. I went back to my roots, so I went back to Le Marche, the region where I come from. Actually, I think because of that, it's going quite well.
What is the main focus about sustainability that you're different than anyone else?
First of all, the obsession for respect for fiber, for the soil, for the producer, respect for my customers, respect. Sustainability for me, it's respect.
Very interesting statement. What's for you sustainability in your personal and daily life?
I started with being focused with food because I put that inside myself. So the first step that I did was trying to change my food habits and trying to be focused on a shorter chain, etc., etc. I buy that meat from a farmer here. It's like 3 kilometers away from here. I see the cows going out in the spring when they go on the field, and that's very poetic.
Is sustainability today powerful message that make a good marketing campaign?
It is. It's abused. It's very difficult to make it really happen. I remember when I wrote my fabric suppliers, I wanted to know where the field is. That was complex. Now it's getting much better. Albini just launched a fabric which is 100% traceable, organic and traceable, 100% cotton and completely traceable. But they needed.
What does it mean, Giuseppe, 100% traceable? Can you give us a little bit more technical detail?
You can see all the steps from the field until the fabric roll, and it's digital. So you can just share it. It's easy. It's still everything based pretty much on trust. If the fabric supplier tells me this is organic, I believe that's organic. The certification are there as well, and they can be just printed. So you can just you can put it on a website, and then I actually don't even do that.
So it's not part of your marketing strategy.
I sell to luxury shops, and luxury shops didn't care about sustainability until a few months ago. Now they absolutely care because the end consumer cares about it.
Especially the one that can spend more money wants to have a sustainable story behind.
Yeah, they want to know where it's from. But today, because of the COVID, a few months ago, it wasn't like that. Many times I went to really expensive shops who laughed at me. They went like, oh yeah, so you are the first Italian who wants to make shirts which are also organic, but also like sartorial and artisanal. And I was like, yeah. And also they are actually more affordable than the other ones. Yeah, because I have a different pricing strategy. And at the beginning, they laughed at me. Now they don't. They don't do that anymore because they realize that it's something that's happening.
For new designers, what they need to do to make a sustainable line, a sustainable product?
Be critical all the time, very, very critical, because sustainability has become, in the past few years, has become sort of trademark, which is massively used for marketing. And let me tell you a small story. I've been in one of those situations in which, as responsible for the production of a collection, I am there in an office at a supplier somewhere in the world, signing a contract to make sure that that is respected, and to make sure that we can have a symbol, a logo on our website or on our end tags or wherever. It's not enough. That doesn't tell anything, actually. It doesn't tell anything because I'm just having lunch with the guy, having a talk, and they're not even looking at the document, they're signing it, and it's fine. And I'm talking about best scenarios. Be critical all the time, ask where it's from, why does this cost less or more, and can I see? That's what I ask all the time. Can I see? Becoming a partner for real of the supplier. I mean, respect for me, it's also there. It's like just really get to know the guy or the lady and get close to them. On the other end, we need certifications proving if things are well done or not well done. But being critical, staying critical is crucial.
No one of this design school are teaching supply chain management and to a designer where to find the fabric or how to look at the fabric. That's I think a very big missing in the industry, don't you think?
There is a problem. The fact that there is too much of a separation between the two careers. Like on one side, you have a designer, on the other side, you have the product developer or the buyer, even a step further. And those three normally do not know how to talk.
Are the generation of the designer that you're dealing with aware of what does it mean sustainability?
Not really. Visiting factories, working on the product for real. You just need that. Until you don't have that part, you can be a great designer, but you do not know. You can get to read things and hear things and stories, but you really need to be part there on the negotiation table talking about prices.
Otherwise, you will never learn. You know, in the history, the designer was a product developer. They used to do everything.
A good designer should know model, pattern making, first of all, modellismo, as we say in Italian. If you do not know that, you cannot design actually. But nowadays, people who take pictures and make mood boards, they think they are designers. That's style advice or trend forecast. But that happens, I think, because most of the school, they don't have teachers who come from the industry. So they just have people who stay there at the schools for their entire career and they do not experience.
What are the three big limits that you wish to improve in the coming future in terms of sustainability, of course?
Well, the first one is automation. We are getting there, but it's not accessible yet. If you look at an advertisement of DHL, you do see already that happening. The truth is that stuff happens only for big, gigantic companies, and most of the times it doesn't work for the rest of the businesses, which are millions. I hope that's going to be accessible for everybody, for all businesses. I mentioned DHL because they're actually doing quite well in that direction. They're offering automation of shipments, like you can give them the stock and they basically do everything themselves with robots. Why I like that? Not because I want to skip the human side in that part, but I like that because I think that segment needs to become the most efficient one. In that way, we will save time, we will save energy, we will save sources. The second one is real transparency. Real transparency is not yet there.
Yeah, transparency is always coming up with every interview we had lately. It's really fundamental pillar.
And it must be improved because I see it so often that everybody uses the same terms. One thing that irritates me now is the fact that unfortunately fabric suppliers are used by companies who are totally not sustainable to promote a sustainable message. Third one, simplicity. Simplicity really in the design, like in the object. We don't need too many trims. We don't need too many embroideries, many zippers. We don't need all that stuff. We can do with much less, and most of the times iconic pieces are very simple.
This is very interesting because it goes back a little bit of the interview we had with the other designer, Rob Price, Nico, where he was going back to the essential things, no?
Yeah, he always said, you know, we need to be essential. We can't put too many things in one bag to be sustainable.
I test recycled polyester bags for the shirts, and that doesn't really work. If you want to have a thin recycled polyester, it's gonna melt. You need to test a lot of blends within virgin materials and recycled materials to achieve a good quality level. Recycled cotton used by Albiate and Albini, which cannot be 100% recycled because otherwise you don't get a good fabric.
Is the factory that you're working with any plan on the scrap?
The supplier does that. I don't use it myself. He does it. He just uses the leftover fabrics of his clients to make his own line. It's not like that he uses only our leftovers, but he does reuse those. In Belgium, they ask for pockets that you deliver not stitched. If the customer wants to, they can stitch their own pocket on the shirt. I would never do that, but that's also why I'm not doing it, by the way.
Thanks a lot, Giuseppe.
My pleasure, guys.
Take care and stay safe.
Have a good time, guys. Yeah, you too.
And you watching us, tell us what you want to know more about sustainability, and we try to look deeper into that.
And if you want to follow us, please be the first and go in our YouTube channel and subscribe. Thank you so much. Thank you, Nico.
Take care, Nico.